I'm realizing that this studio background with me talking might look a little weird, but I wanted to say hi to anybody who listens to our music, especially people who have been supporting us for our new single, Crush, which just came out last week. So thank you so much for listening to that. And I'm Nani. My name's Nani. I've been a musician since I was, 9 or something. My dad had an acoustic guitar in the house, and he played in like bar bands and stuff. So he had a guitar in the house, and he showed me 2 chords. He showed me the D and the G chord. And from there, I just learned everything else from listening to bands like Weezer and Built to Spill and White Stripes and Mars Volta and Tool, like a bunch of my favorite bands from when I was a kid. I just kind of like noodled along to them until I found things that worked for me. And fast forward years later, after moving from city to city and place to place, or relationship from relationship to relationship, and band to band, and one day I woke up and I said, I'm going to start my own band with music that speaks to me and lyrics that are very personal to me. And so I formed Bundy with some friends of mine. Now, fast forward a couple years more, and after putting out our first album, Past True Performer, and putting out a bunch of singles and an EP or two, now we have our new run of music that we're doing, which is going to lead up to a whole bunch of singles that eventually are going to be an album that I'm very excited about. But we just released a song called Crush with our friend Brian Frederick, who's an amazing producer. He works in film, and he also has his own project called Subtle Smiles, and he's just amazing at what he does. Like, I've gotten in his studio with him, and he's got like all these fancy gadgets that he works with. I'm not like super well versed in compressors and CLA2s and all that good stuff, but he's got a lot of those cool things, and he's been helping us produce our music, this new single that we put out, which you can listen on Spotify if you feel like it. And he's just making them sound so amazing. It's one thing to take, as a songwriter, to sit down in my house with my guitar and write something, and then to bring it to a band, and then they translate it in a certain way, and then we play that for a few months, and then we record it, and then we give it to an engineer, and you just have to, you have to know who your engineer is. You have to trust their taste and how they mix your music, and you give them the keys to the car, and you say, now you make this thing sing. So it's been really cool to see what he's been doing with our music, and I'm very excited to share that with you guys. When I first started playing music, I thought I was just going to be playing guitar with some friends and playing like the bar and having a good time, drinking and all that good stuff. And that's pretty much what I did for a long time. But I realized that it wasn't fulfilling for me, because over, the 10, 15 years that I've been legitimately playing music in bands, it never felt right that all I was doing was playing in bars and not really like going anywhere with it. And I thought, oh, no one likes my music, no one like gets me or whatever. And it wasn't until like this last year, and this is like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I might be just like way too old to like come to this assumption. Like, a lot of you maybe are smarter than me and have already gotten to this point, but if no one knows your music doesn't exist, then how are they going to hear it? How are they going to appreciate you, right? And I thought when I was younger that if you just play a song and record a song and put it out there on the internet or on a record, that people would listen to it, and then they would be like, whoa, that's great. Or they would go the other way and say, that's not for me. And that is still a possibility in 2021 when I'm recording this now. You can put your music out there, and if you're so lucky, then somebody will find it and blow it up, and then you'll hopefully have the success that you've always wanted. But what I'm finding out is that actually being a musician isn't just playing guitar or playing your instrument and being good at what you do. You can be the best musician in the world and still not have anyone listening to you. And it turns out that a lot of it is just getting your music out there to people who actually want to listen to it. I think one of the easiest ways you can do that is by social media, obviously, but then there's like millions of bands on there, millions of musicians and artists that are all trying to do the same thing that you are. So then you think, well, maybe I should do ads. And ads are super important. They help a lot because with the mud that's, going through your Instagram feed, if someone sees your ad once and they are immediately grabbed by it, then they might check it out, and they might go to your Spotify and listen to it, and they might go to your Instagram and check it out. But it's also a very slim chance of them doing that. So it seems almost fruitless, or not fruitless. It seems almost like this daunting mountain that you have to climb, because in 2021, I can't just be a musician who goes into a studio and pays someone to record for me. I have to be a jack of all trades. I have to know how to make music videos. I have to know the basics of recording, maintaining your instrument, being good at playing it, having friends who can help you get in contact with directors for music videos or photographers, and getting PR, getting on Spotify playlists, and just the world of things you need to know is insane now. And it sucks, man. It really, really, truly sucks, because I just want to play music with my friends on this stage or on your stage at a venue in front of you and with you and interact with you. But instead I'm spending 99% of my time behind a computer, looking at ad sets, or networking with photographers, and working my day job so that I can afford to do any of this. Because, I'm sure if you're an 18-year-old or in that range musician and you are trying to do it, if you have money from like your parents or something, or you have somehow got a really good job at that age, then you're stoked. But for most people, we don't have the money to pay for recording equipment, studio time, good instruments, lessons. Any of this stuff is so, it feels so impossible to get. And a lot of that does come with age, I feel like. And I see a lot of musicians, I'm 32, feel like people my age, by the time they get to my age, they might have some money, because we have jobs and we've built a career. And so now that we have money, we go out and we try to do the music thing too. But I've been doing it this whole time. I see a lot of people who are like, 40 years old, trying to branch out into the music scene for the first time. And I'm like, fucking good on you, bro. But I've been here the whole time, and I've seen bands come and go. It's sad to see when someone's is an amazing artist, and they go from playing at the bar and making amazing music, and you get their first their first album, their local band or whatever, and then they just don't have the support from their friends or from their community. And so then they realize, like, why am I spending all this money and time trying to tell people what my life is, and they won't even listen to my art? And that's really hard too. What's the point of this video? I don't know. I'm just going on a rant. Being a musician is hard, and I wouldn't give it up for anything in the world. There's a great Corey Wong music video. Corey Wong is a very cool indie artist. And he talks in this music video, I forgot the name of the video, but if you find it, check it out, where he talks about getting a real job. He's giving up his dream of being a musician because he worked on it for years, and then he goes and he gets a real job. And as he's working his real job, he realizes that being a musician is his real job. And I might not get, all the accolades of like Billie Eilish or like any of these big pop stars who have thousands of dollars backing them up, but I wouldn't give up putting my art and putting my feelings out there for anything in the world. And I'm going to keep going as long as I can. And I hope that if you feel the same frustrations that I do as an indie artist, that you just keep going. I know the COVID thing has been really hard for everybody, and I've seen a lot of bands not making music anymore because of it. And this is a thing that will pass. If you don't have the means to make music on your own in your own studio like we have, then you might just have to wait, or you might have to learn how to record yourself like so many of us do. Anyways, keep going, man. Keep trucking. Send me your links to your music. I listen to so many people's music, so many small artists all the time, And I'm so amazed all the time by how amazing so many of you are. And it hurts me when people give up on their dreams. So send me your music links. I'll check them out. Hopefully anyone else is watching this. If you see links down there for someone else's music, you go check it out. I've tried many times to pull this community together through. I had a magazine that I tried to run, but people just didn't feel it or something. People didn't want to be a part of it, so I gave that up. There's a lot of failures in my life, a lot of failures, but I keep trying. I've tried a podcast. I've tried live performance videos here. I've invited bands to come in to our studio, and I would film them with multiple cameras, all these like really nice things, but it just didn't work out. No, people weren't feeling it. I don't know why. And hopefully I'll find my footing one day, and I hope you do too. I'll see you soon.